welcome to the Lawsalooza podcast, a legal comedy podcast where we discuss some of the most ridiculous laws and funny cases from around the world while sipping on some adult beverages, all related to this week's theme. My name is Shawna Vasilko.
I'm Lindsey Reedy.
And I'm Miranda Dews.
We are three North Carolina attorneys bringing you a unique twist on legal cases, but nothing in this podcast should be construed as legal advice. Now, don't forget to like and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and YouTube.
And Amazon.
And Amazon Podcasts. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Lawsalooza Podcast, where we will post some behind the scenes and outtakes for you, so you can have an extra little laugh at us. We have some pretty good ones out there, just so you know. If you have a case suggestion or you want to send us a note, you can also send us an email at lawsaloozapodcast@gmail.com. Now, for our 7th episode. This week's theme is celebrities. We will have our standard 3 segments, starting with the drink, then the law, and finally the case. So what do we have this week, guys?
Today we're going to be talking about a law involving kidfluencers.
Oh, wow. Okay. Today we're also going to be talking about the chicken and the eggs extremely curious case involving Mila Kunis. Did you guys see what I did there? Was I clever? I've been waiting to say that all day.
I will have the drinks today, and I did say drinks because it's been one of those weeks already, guys.
Here, here.
So I found a great little website that had several drinks that were named after celebrities or famous people. So the first one is a twist on the non-alcoholic Arnold Palmer. You know I screwed that up earlier. Who was a pro golfer. The non-alcoholic version is a half and half sweet tea and lemonade. So for our non-eligible listeners, there's you an option. But we're going to try the John Daly. He is also a pro golfer. And this drink still relies on the lemonade iced tea mix, but it also throws in some vodka. And in some instances, you can add a little splash of triple sec. But I just did the traditional. John Daly is also a pro golfer. I don't know who either of these people are. I don't know if you guys do. But we're going to give that one a try first. All right, you probably are going to hear ice if you're just listening to the audio. Sorry, guys.
ASMR. You didn't ask for it, but you're going to get it.
All right, so you're going to have to drink all of that. Sorry if
great.
I filled it too full.
Can we not mix them together and just make like a whole new celebrity?
You're about to see us
What
chug.
celebrity are you wanting
I don't know
to
because
make?
I don't know what the other one is.
Oh.
So I guess we'll find out.
All right, here's to the John Daly.
To
Cheers.
John Daly. Oh, that's hard to chug.
Yes, it is. I don't like sweet tea or lemonade.
Oh,
So sorry. Very fun time for me.
Just pour some in my cup, BB girl. I got it.
it's I don't know if I like it.
We should have brought an empty pitcher to
To
dump
toss
these
it?
in.
Oh, no.
Like they do at like wine tastings, you know?
That's alcohol abuse. We don't do that.
I feel shamed.
Way to go, Lindsey.
Oh, that's character building.
I like sweet tea and I like lemonade, but I do not like them together.
You know, doesn't Chick-fil-A offer a drink like that? Isn't it called like Sunjoy or something?
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
When I worked there, people would get the half and half tea and lemonade, and the first time anybody ever ordered it, he ordered an Arnold Palmer, and I had no idea what that was. And I was like, okay, well, this is something I should know because this man is acting like I should know it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get that for you. No clue what it is. And so I had to ask somebody, and they laughed at me. But I learned that it was a half tea, half lemonade. And I was like, why wouldn't you just say you want a half tea, half lemonade?
Well, I kept calling him somebody else.
Tom Hopper.
Oh, yeah, I was way off. I don't know, but whatever.
What?
She kept talking about Tom Hopper when she meant Arnold Palmer, but she
Shawna!
said it so many times in my office, which was like really just twice in my office though, and my phone, I guess, heard it. And the next day, I was looking at Google, and it was like recipes to make the Tom Hopper drink, and I was like, okay, Shawna.
I didn't look up that drink. I really should have.
Wow.
I didn't know there was a drink called the Tom Hopper.
Apparently,
I thought there was.
Talking about it.
Anywho,
I can't.
I'm gonna say
I'll do it for you, girl.
Okay.
I'm gonna not
I got
recommend the John Daly. How
I
about you
can't
guys?
recommend this either, but I don't like 2 of the 3 ingredients.
All right.
Or really
Taking
3
one
of
for
the
the
3
team.
ingredients.
Well, the next one is based on a little bit more of a celebrity that everyone should know. It's based on Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
And this drink is called the Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, God.
I actually have a little story of how this drink was created. It was created by a bartender in Cambodia. They created the drink in honor of Angelina Jolie when she was in the Southeast nation for her movie Lara Croft Tomb Raider. The bartender worked at the Red Piano restaurant, and he created the drink to attract visitors to the restaurant in Cambodia. And it's now their signature drink. So it has vodka, Malibu rum, pineapple juice, and a little soda water. So we're gonna give that one a try. Do you hate pineapple juice too?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
You don't have to chug this one. You can sip on it throughout
Yes,
the episode.
that's a great idea.
There's also a simpler version of this drink that is just vodka, rum, and pineapple juice. It doesn't have the soda water because I guess that makes a whole big difference. Who knows?
We'll find out. We'll let you guys know in a couple seconds.
So, cheers to the Do not.
Don't spit it out. Oh my gosh.
Good news is it's very good.
Wow.
Bad news is I party fouled and
Well, it just
took a
smells
sip.
like
it smells
100% pineapple.
It's
I
really
got
good.
the really good pineapple juice for you guys. It was 100% pineapple juice.
nice. Okay. Okay,
This-
so it just tastes like pineapple juice.
Yeah, this would have been
It's
easier
very
to
tropical.
chug.
Very tropical.
I'm curious.
I would
what it-
recommend the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, 100%. Although I'm curious what it tastes like without the soda water, because the soda water doesn't have like a strong.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just curious what it adds.
I don't know. But I put it in there.
But you can really taste the high quality pineapples.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
straight from the island.
It's healthy. It's a
So,
fruit.
you know, well, we recommend 1 out of 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can't recommend all the other one.
No.
Good thing we ended on this one.
Yeah.
That would be so disappointing.
Aw. So you won't be taking the rest home for later.
I will not. No.
I think that's one that deserves to be poured out.
Not recommended.
No.
Poor John Daly.
Who we don't know who he is. Anyways, on to the law, I guess. So, I was looking up laws related to celebrities or laws that came into place because of celebrities and kind of went down this rabbit hole because then I started thinking about, well, like, what about YouTube or Instagram influencers and all this? And then I was like, ooh, what about child influencers? Is there any laws about that? And turns out there kind of is. So I looked up, well, not intentionally, I stumbled upon something that's called the kidfluencer bill, which was recently passed in France. On October 6, 2020, France passed a new law that protected child social media influencers. It offers them the same type of protections as are afforded to child models and actors in France. Because apparently anybody who's posting stuff on like YouTube or Instagram, they're not regulated by any kind of labor law. So I guess kids were like at risk of being like harassed or like overly worked by their parents or something.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
So it was to guarantee conditions of employment for people under 16 years old. Like child labor, basically.
Yeah.
Which I guess when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Like, forcing your kids to do YouTube videos is kind of like child labor, right? Like, do they really want to do this? I don't know. So the majority of their income is paid to a specific public sector financial institution that holds and manages their money until they're of age. and it limits their hours of work. It makes the host platforms like YouTube or Instagram, whatever, more actively detect problems, because I guess there was a huge problem too with these kids being targeted for like online bullying, and even it said there was a huge issue with like child porn. I guess people like using their image on,
that's terrible.
which is awful because people are terrible on the internet. It said that the internet was like a wild, wild west and needed to be regulated, and I was like, well, it is kind of like the wild, wild west.
Yeah,
I see that. So these host sites are fined for not complying with the law, and they're fined 75,000 euros, which is like $88,700 US.
Wow.
So I was like, this seems like a good law. I wonder if the U.S. has anything similar, since we are based in the U.S. And the answer was, not really.
Great.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, huge surprise there. So in the U.S., the law basically says this is some kind of gray area, because usually the kids are recording from their home, like the set is in their home, their workplace is their home, and they're on the platforms. Have to be under a parent's account, because like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, well, I think Facebook, any of those, TikTok, I guess, you have to be 13 or older to have an account. So technically it's the parent's account that's posting on behalf of the child.
Yeah, my 11-year-old got so mad when she was banned from TikTok. And she was like, I was just posting about volleyball, and she's 11 and got her account banned. She was mad.
Well, I mean...
Shout out, Olivia.
Also, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a TikTok. I can't comment on that.
I will say, so at least here lately, one of the TikTok issues that's been focused on is this exact problem of children being exploited, specifically just children pornography coming from videos being posted. So this is a hot topic right now, at least in the TikTok world.
Yeah, and we monitor her stuff because you've got to be careful.
Well, you're also not using your child to be like your source of income, I assume.
Yeah.
No, she makes me no money. She costs me lots. Lots.
Yeah. If you are into TikTok and you're interested, one of the accounts that has been highly scrutinized is, I believe the child's name is Rin. But the mother of this child and her child post videos of them in matching outfits or also videos of what my mom made me wear versus what my grandma made me wear. And so...
Is this the video where it's sometimes the grandma's in them too? There's one that's been really scrutinized where they're like, is she being forced to do these videos?
I'm not 110% sure, but there's like nasty comments on Ren's videos just from some older men, and
this one was more like, wear red in your next video if you need help and things like this, which is just like...
Okay. Well,
no. So this is a hot topic. I'm interested. I mean, I think with where we're at in the social media world, it would be nice if the U.S. had some sort of similar law.
People seem to think so, but I think like the law doesn't think so. So like child stars are protected. So the kids you see acting in movies, commercials, TV, and all that, they're protected because in California in I think 1930, I can't read my handwriting either, 1934 or 39. Could be either one, who knows. Something was passed that was called Coogan's Law. And so this was named after the child actor Jackie Coogan, who was super popular just prior to that. He was actually discovered by Charlie Chaplin and became like an instant overnight success. And he was like in a lot of movies and stuff, wildly popular.
They had a drink called the Charlie Chaplin.
Oh. Well, we should have had that one. It would have been on theme. But that's okay. The Tomb Raider is better.
Next time.
Anyways, this kid, he was like acting in all these movies and stuff, and when he became of age, he assumed, and rightfully so, that he would have all this money, from getting paid on movie sets. And it turned out that his parents, or I think it was like his mom and his stepdad, had squandered almost all of his money. So he was like absolutely penniless. So he had a lawsuit and stuff, and they passed this law after that, which would protect the child's earnings. It deemed like any monies the child made from any kind of contract for like a movie or TV show would be their sole legal property. But interestingly enough, 15% only was to go into trust.
15?
Just 15, yeah. Which I guess, like, nowadays when you think they have, I don't know how much kids make, but, like, you know, adult actors have multi-million-dollar contracts. 15% is quite a lot, but...
I guess they have to pay, like, their agents and their
Yeah.
managers. And
So, yeah, maybe this is, like... But anyways, 15% goes into trust. They can't touch until they're, you know, of age. And it codified other issues like schooling. I guess, like... you know, the schooling they have to receive, the amount of hours in school, work hours, work conditions, time off, and stuff like that. Because obviously, like, you don't want this, like, slave child labor thing where you're like, you must entertain me, child, work, you know, like, that's terrible. Right. And so, this doesn't really apply to kidfluencers because, again, their workplaces, their home, their parents own the account, stuff like that. And so, I guess the logic is, like, their parents would protect them, but obviously Jackie Coogan's parents did the opposite.
Right.
And so, anyway, so, like, there was an example I was reading about this child whose name is Ryan Kaji. It's, like, his stage last name is not his real last name, but he has a YouTube channel called, like, Ryan Reviews Toys or Ryan's Toys Reviews.
I've seen those.
Okay, so he has been doing this for a long time. He's, like, 10 years old now. He, in 2018, and this is unbelievable to me, made $22 million in a year. This child.
I can tell you about
by
toys.
unboxing toys on YouTube, and, like, he doesn't even buy the toys. Toy companies send them to them. And so I'm like, dude, I will unbox toys for you. Send them to me. I will review them. I will
unbox just about anything for you for $22 million.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want Lawsalooza to unbox stuff and pay us $22 million,
we are your gals.
We are here for it. We will unbox all the things. So we will review everything within reason.
Thank you for putting the qualifier there because
we will review some things. So the brands can pay, like, not just to this child in particular, but for child, I guess, influencers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Brands pay over $15,000 for an Instagram post and $45,000 on average for a YouTube video. And kidfluencers in all have started about an $8 billion social media advertising industry. Like, the kidfluencer industry is worth over $8 billion, which is insane.
That is crazy.
I don't know how to feel about that.
How didn't I get my kids signed up for this?
Yeah, you're the only one with kids, so get on this, Shawna.
Come on.
Somebody sent me a message. I have no idea how.
Well, make Olivia unbox toys, or allow her to unbox toys. Yeah, don't make her do it.
We're talking about this law that protects the children.
You're like,
make her.
She will love it.
She would love it. She would. Please send Olivia the toys to unbox.
Look, listen, Olivia is a go-getter, so she may be in on it for a certain percentage.
Absolutely. She is a go-getter.
Yeah. So California passed a kidfluencer bill, or it went into effect in January 2019. It's not really similar to the French bill, though. They say that no work permit is necessary if the work is less than 1 hour and it's unpaid, which is, like, basically all of it. If there's no work permit, so it's less than 1 hour and unpaid work, then there's no need to open a Coogan account, which is the 15% that earnings go into trust. The work hours, the school hours, stuff like that applies. There is a bargaining agreement to protect, like, from the Actors Guild to protect the work hours in schooling. It protects the child, for children, it protects the child if they're under the collective bargaining agreement, such as if they have a brand deal. So if they've signed a contract with a specific brand to promote them on social media, they would be protected under this act. But if they're just doing videos at home, as long as they're under 1 hour and the kid isn't making money, then they're not going to be protected. So basically, like, I guess it gives the freedom for parents to exploit their children if, you know, the parents are getting paid for making their kids do it as long as it's under an hour.
Well, but none of the videos are over an hour.
I know, because they're like TikToks. They're like 30 seconds long.
That's terrible.
So
I mean, why?
The purpose, they said, because it's not traditionally viewed as work, because there's no employer-employee relationship, because the employer is the parent and the employee is the child. And I'm like, okay. It's viewed as, by law, kids doing normal kid behavior and being filmed while doing it, so it's not performing. But
my kids don't get sent free stuff in the mail.
Well, when I was a kid too, I didn't sit in front of my mom's old video camera and like, oh, I got a toy, let's unbox it and play with it on camera. Like, it still is. I would argue that the majority of it is highly scripted by the parents, or you know, so it's not just them filming their kids playing, you know, normally.
No.
Right.
And so obviously these children are still at risk for exploitation. They have no right to any money that's earned. And so this is like a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I wonder if there are a lot of kids out there being exploited like that.
I'm sure.
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure.
How do we represent them?
Because also, too, like, if the kid gets bored...
You're the family law attorney. Tell us.
That's not family law.
Well,
that
to
is
an
like
extent.
contract law or something.
Well, I mean, maybe it's a mesh version of both. You want to look into that together?
Sure.
I'm up for it.
Let's protect those children.
Like, if the kid gets bored of doing it, too, if it was just them filming normal kid behavior, then all the videos should stop. But I guarantee you, those parents that are making, like, $18 million a year off their kids are probably going to be like, no, you're going to keep doing these videos.
Or if they get a toy they don't want to play with, you got to play with that toy.
Yeah.
Or we don't get the money.
But still, I think we should figure out how to get your kids involved in this.
I'm game.
Also,
I wouldn't force them to play with any toy they didn't want.
Like, I am really trying to get my cat to be a kidfluencer.
Wait.
So she can make money for. So your kids can unbox the toys, and my cat will rate the boxes. So this is perfect because we got your kids will rate the toys, my cat will rate the boxes. So please send us your boxes, or whatever.
Get a bunch of boxes in the mail.
We can. My cat will review all of your boxes. All of them.
That is hilarious.
She doesn't pay rent. She currently is unemployed. She's been unemployed for a whopping 11 years, going on 12. So she's a freeloader and she needs a job. So please send us your boxes. I will film my cat playing in the boxes and rating them all.
Man, Kitty is a moocher.
She is definitely, you know what she does while I'm working all day? She lays around the house. She goes to different places and lays on different items in the house.
So she's rating the items in the house.
Her favorite so far is the back of the couch, which she's now squished down the
no.
back of the couch.
The indent.
Yeah, it is not going away. So, please send us your boxes. My cat will rate your boxes.
I guess you gotta email us if you want the address to send the boxes and the toys.
I'm not giving out my address on here, so...
No, we'll get you a P.O. box all lined up.
Serious inquiries only.
Well, it will be interesting to see. I bet there's a law made in the near future that protects kids in these kind of situations.
Well, if so, then I take full credit. You're welcome. Families of America.
Miranda, for the kids. Well, that was extremely interesting. So now, for our case, let me give you a brief one-liner that describes the case we're going to be talking about today. So there's a woman named Kristen Kara, and she sued Mila Kunis for $5,000, claiming that Mila stole her pet chicken 25 years ago in Ukraine. So, for those of you who do not know, Mila Kunis is originally from Ukraine. She moved here when I believe she was about 7 years old. Really?
No, I didn't.
I believe she can speak Russian and I thought she could speak a few other languages as well. I did not know that.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful and brilliant.
Yes.
Fantastic actor. That 70s show. All the other movies.
They have a spinoff.
What?
The 90s show.
Uh-huh.
It's coming. It's not out yet.
Wait. Who's airing this or who's streaming this?
Is it Netflix?
I feel like it's Netflix, but I also
all the people are coming back except the one that got in trouble.
This is news to me. This is very exciting. Yeah. Okay, good to know.
I love that show. I've watched every episode.
Do you know when it's coming out?
No, I bet Google does.
Google probably does. So
Google will tell you tomorrow. Phone's in this room.
Yeah, I was going to say, Google. Dearest Google. But no, so this lawsuit was filed in LA on April 13th of 2015. And let's note that the 25 years ago is based on that April 13, 2015 date. So now it would be what, like 32 years ago?
Okay, so the chicken was stolen in like 1990.
Yes. Yes.
Had the statute of limitations not run?
Oh, yes. So let me fill you in on a few of the fun details of this lawsuit. Because this is absolutely ridiculous to me.
Wait. Did she file it by herself? Did she have an attorney file
She
it?
filed it by herself.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
No.
yeah, thank you.
Man, that's a bar sanction or a sanction if I've ever seen one. Like filing over a chicken who probably is dead.
I would assume definitely dead.
Also, the statute of limitations has certainly run its course. But anyways, in the lawsuit, this Kristen gal states that Mila confessed to the crime. And she said that Mila had said to her, while she was in this village in Ukraine, Christina, you can have any other chicken as a pet. You have a whole chicken farm. So she not only alleges that this chicken was stolen, it really obviously meant a lot to her, but also that Mila has confessed to this crime.
Yeah, but she would have been like 5 or 6 at the time.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
here's the next part of this. So why did it take her so long to file this lawsuit? So Kristen came to the U.S., specifically LA, to pursue a singing and acting career. Now, she said that the reason she filed this lawsuit so far after, obviously, the chicken was stolen and caused her a lot of emotional distress was because she lived in such close vicinity to Mila and her family, and that caused her to be re-traumatized and relive the stealing of her chicken.
Seems like a stretch.
So IIED and NIED.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. For those of you who don't know what that stands for, it's intentional infliction of emotional distress and negligent infliction of emotional distress.
Absolutely.
Yep. So then, obviously, these journalists are picking up on the story. They're having a field day with this. So Kristen goes on to give interviews to various journalists, and here are some of her most fun quotes and her explanation of the lawsuit. Quote, "I'm not some crazy woman like they try to portray me right now in the media. You have to know Doggy to understand why I'm doing this." She had a chicken named Doggy.
Okay.
Which is,
that makes you sound crazy.
like, okay.
At least Kitty is named Kitty.
I mean,
Yes.
you come out and say I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
You kind of crazy.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Bigfoot lady that you had talked about in that previous episode. But then she goes on to insist that Doggy and Mila were her best friends, which was what made this betrayal so much heavier to her.
Her 5-year-old was her best friend?
Yeah.
How old was she?
At this point, when this happened, she had to have been 1 month old.
Who was 1 month old?
Kristen.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
oh yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So then she goes on to say, "I remember we, as in Doggy and herself, used to go to the field every weekend and we would just play ball. I'd throw the ball and he'd sort of run and jump and take the ball and bring it back to me."
A chicken.
I'm like 100% sure that
A
a
chicken.
chicken doesn't do that, but
I don't think a chicken can put a ball in its mouth.
I mean, maybe like a
Under its wing?
marble.
Like,
Like, what? So,
I think it puts it under its wing like a linebacker runs with the
oh
ball.
my god, I like to see this chicken running
like tucks it under and waddles its merry
Oh
way.
my gosh.
And I maybe.
That wouldn't be a linebacker. But okay.
You could have just left it. Miranda.
You could have fooled me.
I mean, maybe a linebacker would do that.
If he got
Not
the ball on a
typically.
fumble.
Oh, no, I don't know. Couldn't tell ya.
She's not agreeing with me.
Cannot.
What's the person? A
So-
receiver?
A wide receiver.
Okay, that's what I said then. Duh.
That's what she meant. That's what she meant to say. So this Kristen
This one's
gal,
Oh.
gonna be embarrassed.
We'll talk more about this at week 9.
yes, that episode's coming up. So this Kristen gal ended one of her interviews. Listen to this. Ended one of her interviews with a statement to Doggy. Now get this.
To Doggy the dead chicken.
Yes, this is 2015. Okay. Chickens have an average lifespan around 8 years. So if this
surprised
had
it's that
happened back 25 years ago, Doggy is
Doggy
dead and
is
gone.
very dead. It's the ghost of Doggy.
Yeah, Doggy is done. So this is what she says at the end of one of her interviews. She says, "Doggy, I love you. Nothing that happened to you is your fault. And I hope that you're in a good place or in good hands. Also, I hope that you're still alive and that nobody ate you yet.
Okay, well, Doggy was definitely eaten by this point.
Or just dead.
Just dead. Yeah, like, we don't know if he got made into chicken nuggets. But, I mean, he's gone. Doggy is gone. So, anyways, some journalists started looking into this story because obviously, I mean, it was an interesting, crazy, super funny story. And what they found was that Kristen actually grew up in a village that was about 100 miles away from the one that Mila grew up in. AKA a 3-hour drive.
Mila took great effort to steal this.
Pretty much.
At 5.
Exactly. If this truly happened, I mean, she would have had to have someone drive her that way and steal a chicken. And let me also say, Kristen is sitting here telling journalists that she is best friends with Mila when this happens. I don't know about you, but when I was a child, I certainly didn't have any best friends that lived 3 hours away from me.
No.
So
They lived next door.
Exactly.
Maybe across the street.
kindergarten.
Yes.
Exactly. So, anywho, something that I found interesting about this was the damages calculation.
Oh, no.
So, the way Kristen justified her damages was there was an initial $50, which was the average cost of a chicken.
That's an expensive chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I agree. I mean, can't you go to, what's the name of the tractor?
Tractor Supply.
Yeah, and pick them up for what, like?
Couple bucks.
Yeah.
I've never tried to buy chicken.
We had some chickens.
Oh.
You did, yeah.
Yeah. We don't want
Yeah.
to talk about what happened to the chickens.
Yeah.
R.I.P. chickens.
Dexter.
They're with Doggy now. That was so bad. I'm sorry. So the $50 cost of the chicken, and then the rest of it was for therapy for over 25 years for the loss of her dear chicken, Doggy. She claims that it prevented her, the loss of her chicken, prevented her from achieving the American dream.
Her chicken
Yep.
would have made her sing and act better?
Yep. I don't have any explanation beyond that. That's just what she said.
Seems like sound logic to me.
So, anywho. And then on top of that, one of the other things that she wanted back was Doggy. Now, at that point, it would have been maybe Doggy's bones. I don't know what she was...
The remains of Doggy.
The remains. The ashes
That would have
of
traumatized
Doggy.
her.
I feel like, yeah, that is objectively much more traumatizing.
I'm just not
Wow.
sure. Yeah, she's quite the interesting character.
I would love to know if she brought this to an attorney and first.
I would say yes.
I'm sure she did.
Probably.
Sure she did. Well, so all of this was happening, and here is what arguably was the ulterior motive for her bringing this odd lawsuit. So this lawsuit was filed when she was promoting her music video. Like I said earlier, she was a singer/actress, and she's promoting her music video to Give Me a Green Card.
That was the name of her song.
That's the name of her song.
Is it on YouTube?
It is, in fact, I've linked it. So if you want to,
I cannot wait to
Yeah, I
see
cannot
this.
wait to watch
guys,
this.
it's Daisy Dukes, an American flag bikini top, cowboy hat, all the things that I guess is maybe the American dream in this music video.
That's what I've always dreamed
Yeah, it
of.
doesn't get more American than that.
Yeah, wild. So if you would like your ears to burn and your eyes to bleed, or vice versa, click the link and go give her a review. Now this worked. This tactic of filing this lawsuit worked for her because
I'm sure it
she
did.
went from 70,000 views to over 760,000 views on YouTube. Now, I will say the 70,000 to 760,000, I'm not sure if she had 70,000 before she filed the lawsuit. That's just what the journalist reported at that time she had, and obviously that's after this lawsuit had been filed. So I can say I don't think she was that popular prior to filing this lawsuit, and I'll get into some details in a second.
Yes.
So, honestly, here is my description of her. She feels like the knockoff version of Lady Gaga.
Oh, yes, this makes it so much better.
Yes, but I'll be honest, even saying that feels incredibly insulting to Lady Gaga, because I feel like for the most part, Lady Gaga has some talent, and this girl,
Lady Gaga is very talented.
she has an incredible voice, but like the aesthetic of very like, I don't know how to describe this.
Outlandish.
Yeah, very outlandish is her vibe. So she's a Lady Gaga, but she can't sing. And her music videos are low quality, to say the least. So
I cannot wait to watch this after this.
Oh,
Recording is over. We're totally watching it.
Yes.
yes, if you would like to pause this podcast and go follow that link, but just be warned, you're gonna lose some brain cells. So. And that's my personal opinion. Just throwing that out there as well. But she also,
let us know.
as of now, her Facebook page. So after all of this, her Facebook page only has 3,500 people that like her Facebook page.
Her like professional Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get a green card from her song?
That's a great question.
This is like immigration law hacks.
Maybe.
What judges don't want you to know.
I've got a great immigration attorney. We may have to vet this idea through her.
Like, what if we tell our clients to make YouTube videos about green cards?
In bikinis.
Oh my gosh.
Send that to your immigration judge.
I feel
Or definitely don't do that.
Let's not do that. Let's
Not
not do
legal
that.
advice. I already said that.
That's not even common sense advice. Just don't do it.
Just flat out don't. Just don't. So,
Or if you do tag our podcast, because that's hilarious.
Tell us how it works for you.
oh man, okay.
Sorry.
Moving right along before Shawna gets us in trouble. So
Seems to be a theme.
the last time that she posted on this Facebook page was back in 2020, and her last post was about how she starred in a show. Or not her last part. Not her last post, but one of her last posts was that how she starred in a show for Nobodies from LA. That was the show name. In which she created this Facebook post. She said, "Here's a trailer for this shoddy," enter the curse word for that, pilot of a TV show I'm starring in. Obviously, they made a huge mistake by showing so little of their main star in the trailer, but I understand they had to, for my appearance is too overshadowing over the other so-called actors.
So she made a post about a TV show she was in and then basically just wrote bad things about the TV show.
Pretty much.
That makes me want to hire you.
Yeah, that is a super great idea.
Maybe that was one part of her, like, the death of her career, which I'm not sure if even got started, if we're being
Well,
honest.
I feel like that would be pretty much like the nail in the coffin right there.
But, like I said, all this is my personal opinion. If you jive with her music, great. Super happy for you. Well, then this goes on to Mila posted a video with Ashton Kutcher, her husband at the time, addressing the lawsuit.
Is he still her husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa. I'm about to be very upset.
No.
Still, I can't handle this right now.
Still very much together, still very happily married, and very funny together. But, so some of the comments from this video include, Ashton Kutcher made comments like, "Your stealing of the chicken is newsworthy," and these established journalists are covering the stealing of this chicken, which is very funny, and it's true, because we had established journalists, established newspapers, various types of news providers that were creating articles on this. Like, this was worth their time versus what we were facing in the world.
I guess there's nothing else going on in 2015.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure there had to be something.
Very important.
Obviously. Kristen would agree with you. But, like, some of the articles had crazy titles like Breast and Show or Foul Play, like FOWL play. So they got creative with it. They were having a great time, which Ashton had to point out. Now, she also pointed out that Kristen was only 1 month old when this alleged incident happened, like we were talking about earlier.
I had a best friend at 1 month old too.
Yeah, I
It was not a chicken.
don't remember being 1 month old. So
No.
I'm not sure where she was pulling this from. And then also Mila pointed out that Kristen's music video, she was promoting it at that time, and she also made the comment that unfortunately the music video did not have a chicken in it.
Oh man, that would have been so much better.
That was her complaint.
I mean,
It didn't
like
have
that would have
chicken.
been with the theme, like Americans love chickens.
Yeah. In honor,
We love all chicken. She could have a little chicken with like a cowboy hat and stuff
Yeah.
in there.
in memory of Doggy.
Yeah, R.I.P.
So, anyways, at this point, Mila chimes in, and she's also saying that she's contemplating a countersuit because the music video burned her eyes and hurt her body to watch. So she says this video is posted everywhere. It's hilarious. I've linked it for you to go watch with her and her husband. It's hilarious. And then lastly, Ashton pointed out, he said, "Have you been served with this lawsuit?" And Mila responded, "No, but I emotionally feel like I've been served," as she claimed she was weeping and sobbing when she found out about this heinous crime she had committed against Kristen. So, all that to say, the way this lawsuit was resolved was that Kristen said in an interview she dropped the lawsuit because her therapist taught her to forgive.
And probably the judge also made her drop.
Yeah, and this is her final quote. "There's only one judge, and that is God. I pray for Mila's soul and the soul of Doggy, that he has found peace finally in chicken heaven."
So her therapist probably just told her Doggy died.
R.I.P. Doggy. But I will say, after this lawsuit was dropped, she still held on to Doggy's spirit because on her Facebook, I mean, I did a deep dive of this stuff because I was just intrigued at this point and caught up in who this woman was. But she did post on her Facebook in 2018 about some singer who was singing in like some sort of singing competition, and she was making chicken-like sounds. And
Oh, please do not tell me she thought it was Doggy reincarnated.
Kristen said, "Thank you, Israel, for such great representation of poultry. I wish my Doggy was here to see that."
OMG. Wow. Does she still live in the U.S.?
It's a great question. I don't know. I can't find anything else on her.
We need to find these answers.
When you Google her, the only thing that comes up is her Facebook page and all of these articles about her and Mila.
And her YouTube video.
Yep.
Is there only one YouTube video?
No, she has another song out. I can't remember what it's about, but I didn't feel like it was worth my time to listen. So.
Why does she not have a song about Doggy?
Oh my gosh.
And she could do the chicken dance in it. Like, hello.
Let me tell you, that's how
I
you
should
know
have been her manager.
She really doesn't care about Doggy. She has not made a song and dedicated it to him yet.
That we know of.
Yeah, honestly, who knows? I don't know where she's at this point.
Wow.
I could not find any other information on her. So, do with that information what you will. If you can find info on Kristen or like her music, let us know. I'd love to hear your opinions on the matter.
Or if you find Doggy.
What do you think? The chicken has like the microchip in it, and they're going to take it to the vet, have it scanned, and be like, "Oh yeah, this belongs to Kristen Caro. This is Doggy."
I just thought I'd throw it out there. Why not?
If you unearth Doggy's remains, because that's the only way we're going to see Doggy.
That.
It's got to be in the Ukraine, right? She didn't say she stole it and brought it to America.
I don't know. All of this is wild
Did
to
they even
me.
have They didn't even have jurisdiction.
No.
over this law.
Well, they would have jurisdiction over the parties they were both in.
The U.S., but
I mean, there's a lot of issues aside from jurisdiction. Just so many.
To be fair.
So many issues.
To be fair, I don't think this lawsuit really was about Doggy. This was about trying to launch her Give Me a Green Card video. So.
And also launch my career that I'm then going to shoot down
sabotage,
myself by posting a hate comment on my
What was
own
the name
pilot.
of that show?
Let's see. It
I thought
was
it says
Nobody's from LA, and it's spelled incorrectly like that.
I've not ever heard of that show. So I'm guessing it didn't really pass the pilot.
I'm not sure.
Surprise.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
That's the case of Mila Kunis and Doggy.
Well, thanks for listening to the episode, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcast,
YouTube.
Spotify, Amazon Podcasts,
Google. Did you say Google?
Google, Anchor, and all those other places you can find us. And then you can also like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So, check us out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!
To
Cheers.
Doggy.
To Doggy!
R.I.P.
Bye.